Waves, spirals, whirlpools. Why does nature repeat this shape so much? Today, we look at the core equation of quantum mechanics, Schrödinger's wave function, and together you will discover that there was already a spiral hidden in that formula. Furthermore, let's consider 3 questions that modern physics has not yet been able to explain. Why is resonance impossible when space is curved? Is the position of electrons a probability or a decimal distribution? And is a black hole jet an explosion or a wave? It's not difficult. Follow slowly. The nature of energy wave symmetry. Let's start with a very simple question. What is energy? Physics textbooks say the ability to work. However, this definition does not tell us what form energy exists. If you look at nature, you can see the answer. When you throw a stone into the lake, it will spread around ripple. When you flick the guitar's strings, the strings vibrate up and down. When the heart beats, waves are transmitted along the blood vessels. Energy always moves in the form of waves. So, what is the essence of waves? It is symmetry. If there is a floor, there is a goal, and if you go up, you come down. Something that is not pulled to one side, but is balanced and transmitted. That's what a wave is. The symmetry of energy creates waves, and when the waves move into a spiral, the energy circulates without being consumed. This is the key to today. Resonance. If the space is curved, resonance is impossible. Before we talk about energy symmetry, we must first understand resonance. When you flick a guitar string, it rings at a certain frequency. If there are other strings with the same frequency nearby, they will start bringing together without having to touch them directly. This is resonance. It is a phenomenon in which 2 waves are symmetrical, in the same rhythm and exchange energy. There are conditions for resonance to occur. The waves must remain intact without distortion. The ridge and the goal must be aligned to amplify and circulate energy. However, here we ask a fundamental question. What happens when space warps? Einstein's general theory of relativity says that mass causes space to warp. It is said that the Earth bends the space around the Sun, and light bends along its curvature. It's a great theory. However, there is a fatal problem with this worldview. In a curved space, the wave does not go straight. The path is distorted, the phase is distorted. The floor and the goal are out of alignment. The resonance is broken. Where space is curved, energy does not circulate, and is directed in one direction. Symmetry is broken. This is one of the fundamental reasons why modern physics needs dark matter. To explain that the stars in the galaxy rotate faster than predicted, we need to add invisible mass. However, if energy resonates and circulates in a spiral, it can be explained without additional mass. Resonance is only possible in a flat tube, when the waves remain symmetrical without distortion. If space is curved, resonance is impossible, and without resonance, energy cannot circulate. Schrödinger wave function a spiral in an equation. In 1926, Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger created an equation that explained how electrons move. This is the wave function psi. The key expression is this: psi a theta. It seems complicated, but a theta is all about this part. If you solve it by Euler's formula, cos theta equals theta, the 2 waves of cosine and sine, moving together with a 90-degree offset, mathematically exactly circular motion, Schrödinger's wave function contained energy that rotated in a circle from the beginning. But how did Schrödinger interpret this? What is the probability that the electron will be in this position? Which is the translation of wave as probability? This is the Copenhagen interpretation. When the circle moves forward along the time axis, it becomes a spiral. Schrödinger already had the spiral in the formula. However, in the process of translating it into the language of probability, the reality of the spiral was erased. The formula is correct. The interpretation has stopped. It is not probability density, but a minority distribution. We go deeper here. Modern physics describes the position of electrons as probability density. Until observation, electrons can be here or there, and the possibility is expressed as a probability. But probability is the language of our ignorance. It doesn't tell us how the energy is distributed. Think of a prime number: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Prime numbers look irregular, but there is an elaborate order in it. The Riemann zeta function shows that the distribution of a prime number corresponds exactly to the 0 point of a particular wave. Prime numbers are not random, but only appear where energy waves can resonate. The same goes for the former. The former is nowhere to be found. It exists only in places where energy symmetry allows, where waves resonate with each other. and can create stable stationary waves. The reason why electrons are distributed in small numbers is that the place where energy symmetry is possible is determined like a prime number. Look at the orbital structure of the atom. The shapes of s, p, d, and f orbitals are not random probabilities. It shows the resonance structure allowed by energy symmetry as it is. The electrons are not spread out probabilistically, but are distributed in a small number at specific places, where the spiral wave can resonate. Probability density is the confession that we don't know, and the prime distribution is the answer to how the universe moves. Spiral creative acceleration. What happens when energy moves in a straight line? It is directed to one side. It is eventually consumed and disappears. What if energy only moves in a circle? It turns in place. It's stable, but it doesn't move forward. But the spiral is different. It maintains the symmetry of the circle while moving forward at the same time. It circulates energy without consuming it, creating a new order. This is creative acceleration. When a star is born, a cloud of gas swirls in a spiral and condenses. DNA is a spiral. Galaxies are spirals. Hurricanes are also spirals. This is no coincidence. This is because the spiral is the only way to accumulate information and move towards a new order without consuming energy. When the two growth is superimposed, it converges into a circular motion like the Riemann zeta function, and the difference in the pipe growth creates an acceleration and draws a spiral. A spiral is a form in which energy symmetry moves in time. Jets waves modern physics fails to explain. Look at the black hole jet. A black hole sucks in everything around it. But exactly on that central axis, matter and energy stretch for millions of light years in the opposite direction. This is the jet. Modern physics does not fully explain this. We partly talk about the role of the magnetic field, but there is no fundamental answer to why it stretches so narrowly and consistently over such long distances without draining energy. This is because it is seen as an eruption of particles. Jet is not an explosion. Jet is a wave. At the heart of a black hole, a huge amount of energy converges into a single point. The moment the energy pouring in from all directions achieves perfect symmetry in the center, inertia is minimized. The energy is no longer absorbed inward and is ejected in the only open direction, that is, in the axis of rotation. Think of the eye of a hurricane. The moment the wind blows in from all sides and achieves perfect symmetry in the center, the snow becomes calm, in the place where the energies converge, and the symmetry is completed paradoxically. The most serene space is created, and waves erupt along its axis. The moment inertia is minimized, the energy has erupted like a wave in the axial direction. It looks like a straight line, but it's a wave that rotates and stretches along a spiral magnetic field. The reason why modern physics cannot explain jets is that they only see them as the language of particles. It is explained only when read in the language of energy, symmetry and inertial minimization. Schrödinger was not wrong, it was unfinished. So is Schrödinger wrong? No, it is not. It was unfinished. The Schrödinger wave function captured the symmetrical structure of energy as a formula. There was a circular motion in A theta, and a spiral in that circular motion. But by interpreting it as probability, I put the question of how energy works in parentheses. Einstein's worldview of space-bending prevented resonance. The interpretation of probability density obscured the prime distribution, and the language of particles could not explain the wave phenomenon called jets. The spiral perspective reopens that parentheses. The circular motion in the wave function is a cross-section of the spiral. The distribution of electrons is not a probability, but a decimal distribution of reasonable sites. And a jet is a wave created by inertial minimization. All three are connected by one principle: energy symmetry. If you found today's video helpful, please subscribe and like it. Let us know in the comments, what was the most interesting thing about resonance, minority distribution, or jet?